Have you ever tried to integrate Google Maps into your Android app, only to be met with disappointment when it doesn't show up? It's frustrating, right? If that's you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're going to troubleshoot why your Google Map isn't displaying and how to fix it. I completely understand how annoying it can be when you expect a beautiful map to appear, but all you see is the Google logo. You're definitely not alone in this struggle. Many developers face this issue when setting up Google Maps in their applications. Here's the specific situation we're looking at. One user recently asked, "Why is my Google Map not showing in my Android activity?" They mentioned that their map only displays the Google logo and nothing else. Sound familiar? If so, let's dig into this together and find a solution. So what could be causing this issue? There are several common reasons why a Google Map might not display, including missing API keys, incorrect permissions in the manifest, or even issues with the layout. We'll break it down step by step so you can figure out what's going on. And don't go anywhere. I've got a pro tip at the end that will help ensure your Google Maps integration works smoothly in the future. To begin resolving the issue with the Google Map not displaying, the user should first ensure that they have a valid Google Maps API key. This key is essential for accessing Google Maps services. Next, the user needs to check that the API key is correctly added to the Android manifest file. This is crucial for the app to authenticate with Google Maps services. After confirming the API key, the user should verify that the necessary permissions are included in the manifest. This includes permissions for internet access and location services. Finally, the user should test the application on a physical device or an emulator with Google Play services installed. This is important because the map may not display correctly on devices without these services. Did you know? Google Maps was first launched in 2005, and it has transformed the way we navigate our world. Just imagine how lost we would be without it. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution comes from another user who suggests comparing your code with theirs. They provide a sample of their main activity, which is structured similarly but may have slight differences. They emphasize ensuring that the API key is correctly set in your manifest file and suggest creating a project in the Google console to obtain a valid key. They also remind you to replace the key value in the Google Maps API.xml file with your actual key. Lastly, they mention that you can generate a Google Map activity directly from Android Studio, which can simplify the setup process. Now let's see a response from a different user. An alternative solution from another user suggests adding specific permissions to your manifest file. They recommend including the permissions for accessing Find Location and the Internet. Additionally, they advise checking if the Google Maps API is enabled in the Google console and verifying your Google API key. Human, let's check out another perspective from a different user. An alternative solution provided by another user suggests adding a specific line of code to your Android manifest.xml file. They recommend including the uses library tag for the Apache HTTP legacy library within the application section. That's all for that response. Let's see what someone else had to say. An alternative solution from another user suggests that Google Maps requires handling various activity lifecycle states. They recommend calling mapView.onCreate with the saved instance state and also invoking onResume. Additionally, it's important to manage onPause, onLowMemory, onSave instance state, and onDestroy as they occur. Human, let's check out another perspective from a different user. An alternative solution from another user suggests adjusting your API key settings. They recommend clicking on Restrict Key and then selecting Don't Restrict Key in the API restrictions when creating your API key. Here's the pro tip I promised. Always keep your API key secure and regularly check your permissions. This will save you a lot of headaches down the line. And there you have it. Your Google Map should be displaying correctly now. Remember, keeping your API keys and permissions in check is key to a smooth integration. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button for more tips, and don't miss our bonus pro tip on optimizing your app's performance.